Good Wednesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to tonight's top stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window and a little bit of respite from the heat yesterday, but not so much today. A few clouds out there, and you can just see on the horizon some hazy, smoky skies as well out there today. But I'll tell you what, we warmed up all across north central Washington. We'll have a little reprieve from the heat this weekend, and then next week it's heat wave number 3. We're going to see temperatures in the upper 90s on Monday and between 100 and 105 on both Tuesday and Wednesday, and we'll stay in the upper 90s into late next week. We'll talk more about this next heat wave coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. A Puyallup man remains jailed in Chelan County after allegedly abducting a child and fleeing across the Cascades over the weekend. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office announced yesterday that county residents applying for a concealed pistol license can now do so online. And East Wenatchee is preparing to break ground on a new regional stormwater treatment facility. But first, our top story tonight, a Tuesday afternoon wildfire about 15 miles east of Waterville had burned at least 3,600 acres by this morning. State fire mobilization was authorized for the fire at 10 p.m. yesterday, bringing in a variety of firefighting resources. The Moore Canyon fire started about 4 p.m. in the area of Road F and Road 6, burning in sage, wheat, and grass towards Douglas Creek and Palisades. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office this morning issued Level 1 evacuation notices for Wagon Road and Palisades Road from Wagon Road to the Grant County line. There have been no reports of structures lost, and the Fire Marshal's office said the cause of the fire has not yet been determined. A Puyallup man remains jailed in Chelan County after allegedly abducting a child and fleeing across the Cascades over the weekend. 35-year-old Raymond John Grenberg is accused of driving away from Wenatchee on Saturday with a 7-year-old girl in his car who was not in his legal custody. The child was the daughter of Grenberg's girlfriend. Police say Grenberg assaulted another man while visiting his girlfriend in Wenatchee and then left with the child in his car. Washington State Patrol troopers caught up with Grenberg near Cle-Elum, and the child was returned to her mother. Grenberg faces possible charges of kidnapping, assault, and harassment. He's been held on $250,000 bond. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office announced yesterday that county residents applying for a concealed pistol license can now do so online. As of today, the application process for a new or renewed license can be done through a link on the county's website at co.chelan.wa.us. The Sheriff's Office said the new CPL applicants are still required to have their fingerprints taken, which can be done Monday through Thursday at the Sheriff's Office in Wenatchee. Sheriff Brian Burnett said the new system will make it more convenient for people from all areas of the county to apply. In-person applications also will still be available. East Wenatchee is preparing to break ground on a new regional stormwater treatment facility. Since 2014, the city has owned property near 19th Street and Northwest Cascade Avenue. Now the city has about $2.2 million in a Department of Ecology grant to begin work on the stormwater plant and expects to receive another $2 million in transportation funds. The city will share remaining costs with Douglas County, which also will also channel stormwater to the site for treatment. Well, when we come back, the Chelan County Fair, scheduled for September 8th to the 11th, is the latest agricultural expo to bar the display of poultry for this year. The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife said today they've been receiving a lot of questions about why it's sometimes necessary to take lethal action after human bear encounters. We'll explain why. The Community Foundation of North Central Washington has completed another round of grants to local nonprofits, and the annual Doggy Paddle Swim returns to the Wenatchee City Pool this Saturday. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
We got things coming our way that we've never faced before. Under the current conditions, the storm's going to continue to get stronger and stronger. Now's not the time to take a step back. Now's not the time to be soft. Now's the time to drive us in the right direction to protect our communities. The team that surrounds myself is the team to take you into the future.
At Click It RV, we're overstocked on inventory and need to make room for brand new models on our lot. Between our 4 locations in Spokane, Tri-Cities, Moses Lake, and Milton Freewater, we have hundreds of travel trailers, fifth wheels, and RVs that have to go. With low payments, 0 down, and no payments for 90 days, you'll want to hurry in today while the best floor plans are still available. Come check out the Overstock Liquidation Sale, going on now at Click It RV.
Welcome back. In another news, the Chelan County Fair, scheduled for September 8th to the 11th, is the latest agricultural expo to bar the display of poultry for this year. Washington is suffering an avian influenza outbreak that's been identified in 12 counties, including Okanagan. State agriculture officials have urged county fairs to avoid poultry showings in order to prevent the spread of the bird disease. Chelan County Expo Center Director Karen Welch broke the news to county commissioners on Tuesday.
And if something were to happen, then boy, you really don't want to be, the one fair that just spread it throughout the whole state and cost people their livelihoods. So we did notify the 4-H and FFAers right after a month ago. We could have waited right up until a couple of weeks before fair, but the discussion was, get these kids, they get their hopes up, they're all ready, they're making their educational posters, their decorations and everything for their poultry, and then to pull the plug on them that close to fair just didn't seem like a really good idea.
The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife said today that they've been receiving a lot of questions about why it's sometimes necessary to take lethal action after human bear encounters. WDFW said they had to kill a black bear earlier this month after it attacked a jogger in Whatcom County. The man was treated for multiple injuries to his hands and feet. Wildlife officials said decisions to kill bears are never taken lightly, but state policy dictates that bears involved in attacks be lethally removed. In addition, WDFW said once the bears find a non-natural food source or are fed by humans, they'll keep coming back to that place and often need to be killed. Wildlife officials said relocating bears is typically unsuccessful because even at long distances, the bear will find its way back to the food source. There are an estimated 20,000 black bears in the state, and the only fatal attack of a human on record was in 1974. Prior to the August 4th attack in Whatcom County, the most recent attack that resulted in an injury was in 2015, when a Bellevue City councilman was seriously injured in a bear attack in 2010 outside his Lake Wenatchee cabin. That bear was also euthanized. Well, the Community Foundation of North Central Washington has completed another round of grants to local nonprofits. This time, the $402,000 in regional impact grants went to 55 different agencies around the region, working in areas like health services, affordable housing, environmental stewardship, youth and elder support, and arts and culture. Recipients of grants ranging from $4,000 to $10,000 include the Alano Club, SAGE, Planned Parenthood, the Northwest Immigrant Rights Project, and the New America Performing Arts Center. Well, as we go to break, a reminder, the annual Doggy Paddle Swim returns to the Wenatchee City Pool this Saturday. From 5 to 8 p.m., people are invited to bring their friendly, rabies-vaccinated dogs to the pool for a swim as the facility prepares to close for the season. The cost is $5 for Wenatchee residents and $5.50 for non-residents. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
I'm John Divis from Wenatchee Dental Arts, and I like to think myself as a comprehensive dentist. We are an office that treats people comprehensively for their dental problems. We do a lot of general dentistry in a broad sense. We don't send everything out. Things that we have the ability to do in the office, we like to keep in the office and under one roof and keep things as complication-free as possible. You can come to one place and have all their dental needs taken care of.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. In tonight's feature story, a personal tragedy sent Corey Richer on a journey that now crosses 32 states since it began in 2020. Corey and his wife Kelly travel in the Suicide Awareness Bus, a rolling memorial to those who've lost their lives to that disease. Earlier today, the bus rolled into Wenatchee, where locals came out to admire the vehicle and share their own stories of loss. This news feature does include mention of suicide and self-harm. If you or someone you know are struggling, we at NCWLIFE urge you to call the hotline number you'll see on your screen.
My name is Corey Richer. I'm from a little place outside of the White Mountains of Arizona, outside Sholo, Arizona. So this bus is a memorial wall. The idea of this memorial wall is to help us, while we're living, have a positive way to grieve when it comes to our loved ones who have left this world in a drastic moment. The way this memorial wall works, if you encounter it in person, you can come up, you can see it, you can touch it, you can feel it, you can bring a memory, and we'll add that to it. You can add a name to your loved ones yourself. If you're grieving in this nation and you do not encounter the memorial wall, you can find us on all your social media, Suicide Awareness Bus. Send the names of your loved ones. At no charge, we paint them up there and send back a photograph. We park this memorial wall at different hot spots around the nation. For instance, like the Gorge Bridge in New Mexico and different areas that are known for people committing. May 5th, 2019, my stepson, Lucas Charles, he took the last year Colt firearms, made the Peacemaker, given to him by me. We kept it at Grandpa's house. He called me at 13 at Grandpa's house, thanked me for that firearm. I didn't think nothing about it. It was normal. That night he committed. Something happened to me that I realized that nothing matters besides mental health. I sat depressed for a year and a half and realized that my assets weren't making me any less depressed. Sold everything, 72 acres, everything I owned, to go do something small, so significantly that it just might help my own soul. Just maybe that it might help somebody else. I had no idea the world would appreciate it this much. The stigma behind suicide is we are unconditionally taught not to talk about the things that really hurt us. We're taught to not talk about people who left this world in a drastic moment. And just because they leave the world in a drastic moment doesn't mean that the story's over. And if we don't normalize talking about our loved ones who leave this world, then there's no way to be able to cope or to be able to teach our children that such things do happen. And we need to normalize that.
right, switching gears now. Let's take a look at your north central Washington weather forecast. A little reprieve from the heat yesterday, but boy, it was back today. Today we're looking down from our Billy Goat camera down up in the Methow Valley. This is the town of Pateros. You can see Brewster back in the background and just a little bit hazy. There's still some fires brewing up in British Columbia, as well as scattered fires, of course, around Washington state. There we go. Unofficially today, 97 degrees. It was a warm one. 88 is now our normal high temperature. We're slowly falling now from that 90 degrees we were at just a couple of weeks ago. 104 our record high. Third day in a row for 1971. 70 our low this morning. 63 is our normal low temperature. And our record back in 1964, 53 degrees. Sunrise this morning, 5:51, and sunset tonight is at 8:21. Taking a look at those Thursday temperatures, not much is going to change, folks, over the next couple of days, other than maybe some thunderstorms tonight, but no worries for that tomorrow. 95s all over the map. Moses Lake, Ephrata, Quincy, Wenatchee, 95. A little cooler in Ellensburg tomorrow at 93, and the warm spot up in Omak. Tomorrow's high at 97. Tonight, our surface loop, we can expect partly cloudy skies. This area of low pressure and a big southerly flow bringing that monsoonal moisture our way. So we're not ruling out possibly a scattered thunderstorm tonight. Low temperatures in the upper 60s. Getting into Thursday, pretty quiet weather Thursday and for Friday. Sunny and hot. Most of the thunderstorm activity will be in the northeastern mountains of Washington. High temperatures tomorrow in the mid-90s. Almost carbon copy for Friday, mostly sunny and hot, maybe some high clouds, and yeah, more of those thunderstorms. This time, Omak, you could catch some of that tomorrow. Twisp, Winthrop area, and yeah, it's going to be a hot one with highs in the mid to upper 90s. For Saturday, sunny, breezy, and cooler. We will see more of a northwesterly flow on Saturday, and that means high temperatures cooling back somewhat to about 90 degrees. Sunday, going to be a nice one, mostly sunny and warm. High temperatures once again around that 90-degree mark, probably around 91 or 92. And then by Monday, heat wave number 3. We'll see sunny skies with highs. It's going to get hot in the mid to upper 90s. Clear skies through the Intermountain West. For Tuesday, even hotter as we make our way through into midweek. We're seeing sunny and hot conditions with high temperatures in the upper 90s. And we are looking by Wednesday and Thursday's temperatures right around 105 degrees. Let's take a look now at your 7-day forecast. Tonight we can drop down to 67 degrees. Not too bad overnight tonight. Not ruling out a thunderstorm. Sunny and hot for both Thursday and Friday. 95 and 96 the high temperatures. Some breezy conditions on Saturday. Probably feel pretty nice though, with high temperatures cooler at about 90 degrees. Mostly sunny and 91 on Sunday. And then the heat is on Monday and Tuesday. Lots of sunshine. 95 Monday and 98 your high temperature on Tuesday. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high-efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
I'm John Volan, and I'm running for judge here in Chelan County. For more than 20 years, I've upheld the rights of the local community as an attorney, trial lawyer, and part-time judge. This fall, I'm running for district court judge. I'm highly endorsed by the legal and local communities for my thorough, fair-minded, and just approach. I'm the only candidate with civil, criminal experience, but experience as a judge as well. This fall, vote John Volan for Chelan County District Court Judge.
The NCWLIFE channel offers marketing packages that help you build your brand and sell your products and services. From traditional TV ads to targeted digital campaigns, let us help you build your customer base. Call NCWLIFE channel today.
USA Sports Update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Wednesday. The Mariners walked off against the Yankees in 13 innings, a marathon pitchers duel last night by a score of 1-0. 12 pitchers combined for 24 strikeouts between the two teams and allowed just 9 base hits until Luis Torrens came through with a walk-off RBI single to right to score Eugenio Suarez with a winning run. There was plenty of defensive gems to go along with some great pitching as well last night.
2 on, nobody out, top of the 10th. They both take off. Nope, it's just Benintendi. Suarez has it. Runs it back to second. Frazier to Crawford. The tag. LeCastro to second base. But they erase a runner. 1 down.
Well, Paul Sewald plays this about perfectly. He tries the inside move. Benintendi on the run. And gives the ball up.
Veteran outfielder Aaron Hicks. Line. A leap. And a catch. Back to second base. They get 2. A double play.
Well, every now and then you have to catch a break, too. This is a solid line drive. Well timed by Adam Frazier. Gets rid of it quickly.
Best is 1-2. Into right field. Catch made. Sam Haggerty. He's doing it all. Snare. What a play by Brash. Runs down Trevino. Crawford's got it now. Suarez now playing second. Here it comes. In between. Connor Falefa running in circles. He's out of the base path. It's another double play.
This play is unbelievable by Brash. He catches this ball behind him.
And then has the wherewithal to check the runner.
What a play. Yankees run themselves out of another inning. We've seen this. He catches it behind him. Wasn't sure he even had it. Does the right thing. Get rid of it quickly.
Torrens off the bench. Bases loaded, 1 out. 0-2 coming. Into right field. It is it. It is it. The Mariners win it. The first run is the only run in an instant classic. It's the game of the year. Luis Torrens, a pinch hit walk-off. Base hit in the 13th.
Yeah, that was a late night, 11:30, the time the game finally ended. Root Sports Northwest Jen Mueller caught up with the hero after the ball game.
Well, I was ready like 3 innings before. I just trying to hit in the cage and be ready for the opportunity, and the opportunity come. And the opportunities come, and here we go.
I like it. It's a true pro. He does not even forget where he was in his sentence. Why were you ready 3 innings before? That's a long time to warm up.
Well, the situation tell you, right? Like, this extra inning, like I was not the only guys in the bench, but I was one of the guys ready for the opportunity.
How many times have you had to come in a situation like that?
Well, not much, but I was ready. I was excited. I was asking for that bat, and it's coming.
Okay, so then the pitch that you were looking for, you did such a nice job with that. Is that what you were expecting?
Well, the first 2 pitches was 98, you know, it was coming from the bench, but after that, okay, I'll be ready for put the ball in the play, and that's what I did.
How would you characterize this game tonight? It had a little bit of everything except offense.
Well, it's happened, but great job by the pitcher, like Castillo, all the relievers. Great game by the pitcher.
How about that infield defense? I know you work with them a lot. Perry, he'll get some credit, but so do those guys.
Yes, for great job pitching stuff and infield. Everybody make a great job, especially Brash. Wow, Brash tonight was the man. He deserved that.
Sam Haggerty and Cal Raleigh each had multi-hit games. Two teams are, they turned around today for the rubber match with Robbie Ray on the mound for the Mariners. That was a scoreless one early. We'll have highlights tomorrow morning on Wake Up with Angie Valley. Houston beat Texas 7-5 thanks in large part to Aldemus Diaz's grand slam home run in the 4th. Jose Urquidy won his 11th game despite allowing 5 runs over 5 innings. Shohei Ohtani and 2 relievers combined on a 1-run 6-hitter as the Angels beat the A's 5-1. Ohtani also had 2 hits at the plate, including his 25th home run of the season. Milwaukee helped Seattle regain the second wildcard spot in the American League with a 5-3 win over Tampa Bay. Baltimore just won't go go away. Orioles beat Toronto 6-5 thanks to a 2-run homer in the bottom of the 8th inning by Rukned Odor. Cleveland stayed a game back with a 5-2 win over Detroit. The Guardians are now tied atop the AL Central with Minnesota after the Twins fell to the Dodgers 10-3. Well, Wenatchee is a win away from reaching the West Coast League Division Finals after a 12-1 win over Kamloops last night. Adam Fossil scored the game's first run on a bases-loaded pass ball in the third. C.J. Horn followed with a 2-run single. Wenatchee added 3 more in the fifth and blew the game open with 5 more in the sixth. That would be plenty for starter Connor Ashworth. The 6'7 junior out of Montana State Billings had a no-hitter through 5 innings. He gave way to Brooks Rasmussen in the sixth to finish up the North Paws for the night. The two teams meet again tonight in Game 2 at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. We will be there with play-by-play beginning at 6:30 right here on the NCWLIFE channel. The other North Division semifinal went to the Bellingham Bells, who downed the Victoria Harbor Cats 8-2. Willis Cresswell scored the go-ahead run in the sixth to break a 2-2 tie and a sac fly by Malcolm Moore. Bellingham would add 2 more runs in the frame on Cameron Dayton's 2-run single. South Division semifinals had 2 upsets last night as Yacob Valley knocked off number 1 seed Corvallis 7-6. Ridgefield beat Portland 9-8. Pippin scored what proved to be the winning runs in the 6th inning on RBI singles by Connor Kobalas and Jackson Sorensen. The Knights had the tying run on in the 9th but could not score. Raptors scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th on RBI singles by Riley McCarthy and Mikey Kane, as well as a fielder's choice. Pickles got the tying run to third base in the 9th inning, but failed to get that run home. Besides Kamloops and Wenatchee tonight, Bellingham hosts Victoria with a chance to ramp up their series. Meanwhile, in the South, Corvallis and Portland will hope to get some home cooking good enough to even their best-of-3 series against Yacob Valley and Ridgefield, respectively. Well, Pete Carroll met with the media at Seahawks training camp for the first time Tuesday since Saturday's mock game. He says both quarterbacks fared well after getting a chance to review the tape.
They made progress. You know, we had a couple missed assignments that had nothing to do with the physical ability, so that's not something to take away from. Both guys held up well in the run and the passing game, and we rushed on them hard. We sent our best guys at them. They had a lot of speed to look at, so it was a good first outing. And that was really the first chance. You know, when you look at that film in our stadium, it just looks different than out here, and it just gives you more of a gauge, you know, to see him out there, and you can just tell the quickness in the movement and all that stuff. It was a good day, really good day for those guys.
So Geno Smith still in front of Drew Lock for the starting spot. Seattle has 2 more practices at their facility in Renton before flying to Pittsburgh Friday to face the Steelers Saturday in their first preseason game. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, my friend. And now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. Join me for a Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll get you going with your latest weather forecast. As Grant already mentioned, once we get through this little unsettled period, going to be hot this weekend and really next week. I'll have your latest news. I'll have sports, including highlights from the Mariners and the Yankees and their matinee game this afternoon, and highlights from the Apple Sox and Kamloops, a game we will be broadcasting here in just a couple of hours or so, an hour roughly. So lots of baseball tomorrow, and I got no problems with that. It's my favorite sport. Join me tomorrow, live and local, for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, 7 a.m. on Thursday. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Dan. We'll be watching. And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for being with us, and have a great night.
Wenatchee Apple Sox baseball is on the NCWLIFE channel. Coverage is brought to you by AmeriCorps, Chelan Douglas Community Action Council, Apple Valley Honda, Bob's Burgers and Brew, Global Car Care, Harvest Valley Pest Control, JDSA Law, Mini Blinds and more. That Pizza Place in Cashmere, Together for Youth, Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center, and Walkabout Grill. It's Apple Sox baseball live on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.